Two studs with the spoons are the next subjects of our AE Connects conversation presented by Hercules Tires and AE Lax alums roundtable, if you will. Kylie Ohlmiller and Connor Fields. What's up, guys?
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. I know you're in a tough time. You're both playing professionally now. Two Tewaaraton finalists back in the day. So let's start, I guess, with your college days. Have you had some time to reflect on that now that you're really not playing much lacrosse? Connor, I'll start with you.
Yeah, definitely. Just thinking back on everything, missing it a lot for sure. Especially with no lacrosse right now, it feels like there's definitely something missing. With everything going on with the seniors too, obviously I was in a different situation, but I could kind of feel for them. It's my senior year. We didn't, end necessarily the way I planned it to or, wanted it to. But, obviously they're in a way different situation and, this came unexpectedly. But, just been thinking a lot about it and, missing it and wishing I was back in the purple and gold.
Similar sentiments. I know you were volunteering for the coaching staff at Stony Brook, Kylie.
Yeah, definitely similar. I mean, it was tough to be, a part of the 2020 season being kind of cut short for those girls, just because we were, I was kind of there for it all and all the emotions and everything. So, definitely difficult to watch firsthand and tough to not be able to do anything about it for sure. But like Connor said, I think, we have so much downtime right now, and I know that a lot of what we do in the lacrosse world right now revolves around giving a sense of purpose and a sense of kind of positivity to a lot of the younger players out there. So I know for me, it's been a lot of like, oh, what was your favorite play at Stony Brook? Like, what were some of your favorite memories at Stony Brook? I'm getting a lot of those questions. So it's forcing me to kind of go back in like the memories and everything and the videos and things like that. And it's making me feel a little old, but definitely kind of cool to, look back on the memories and definitely wishing that we were out on some sort of lacrosse field right now, like we're used to.
All right, well then I have to have an answer to that question then. What is your favorite memory? Favorite moment, favorite behind the back play? You guys can both answer. You have a bunch to choose from there.
Yeah, I mean, there are just a couple like standout wins that kind of step like into the front of my brain when I get asked that question. And back my freshman year, we were kind of unranked, unknown, and we went down to Florida. Coach Spallina just had his baby. He flew back down from Florida, flew back, surprised us in the middle of warm-ups. We ended up taking down a top 10 team for one of the first times in program history. And it was just kind of like the start of the Stony Brook that exists there now. And it was just a really special one. So those are some of my favorite ones, just kind of like program first that I can still like kind of picture myself like literally in the middle of the moment, and just, those memories really won't go anywhere anytime soon. I don't know about behind the back memories though.
I mean, that sticks out for me at least. I've been editing some of your guys' highlight reels, which are lengthy to say the least. I know you both have inspired a generation with those behind the back moves. But Connor, what sticks out from your days at UAlbany?
Kylie's definitely got a lot more highlights than me. But I think I'm kind of thinking a similar way. You don't really remember, all the single plays, the highlights. I think it's more the big wins that you remember. For me, it was probably my senior year. We went down and played Maryland, number 1 versus number 2. It was a big matchup for us. We went down there and we were down, I think 4 or 5 in the fourth quarter, and ended up coming back and winning that game at the end of regulation. So I think that's definitely one that sticks in my head for sure. And it's one I'll always remember.
Definitely tough to imagine that this weekend was supposed to be the America East men's and women's lacrosse championship weekends, which is always so fun. And you two were on teams that was just really the beginning. You would make runs deep into May. That Final Four run for you, Connor, was special to watch. But now you're both playing pro. And Connor, I really want to get to know about the PLL and how that's been for you, for starters.
Yeah, the PLL has been awesome. They really do take care of the players, and it is, we the players. And But they're really growing the game. I feel like doing everything the right way. Getting out in different areas, that are growing lacrosse and going into different, hotbeds of lacrosse as well. So doing a little mix of that. Also with all the, the camps and stuff they're doing. I think they're really doing a lot for the game, and it's just awesome to be a part of it and being able to play, the game we love, and, just to keep playing. I think that's really it for me. The PLL, they've treated everyone awesome, and the fans are all great at these games too. So obviously it was, the first year, and, I'm really looking forward to this year, hoping it's going to go off.
Yeah. And how did you, I guess, make the decision to join? And I know there's a bunch of leagues out there for you that you've already played in. So how do you kind of balance the trio there?
I guess it was a tough decision. I never really got to play, in the MLL. I played a game or two, but, I had the torn ACL at that time. So, so it was a really tough decision, just from hearing from, some of the other players and the, management of the PLL. They just, were talking, and, I really liked the vision they had. And, I really believed in it. And, I felt like it was the best fit for me, at the time. So, it wasn't anything the MLL did necessarily why I left or anything like that. I just kind of, saw myself going in this direction at that moment in time. So it's definitely, a lot too with the NLL going off in the winter too. So there's not really much, time for, to get stronger faster, because, you have a month and then it's the next season. So I think that's definitely the biggest challenge. And that is just, trying to get stronger and faster, in that month or two you have in between. And then, trying to stay healthy. Obviously there's a lot of wear and tear on your body with 2 seasons like that, but, just trying to do the best I can with my body.
And Kylie, how have you seen the growth of the game in the WPLL?
Yeah, similar remarks there. The WPL is doing so much for not only us as players that are in it right now, and giving us the opportunities to, take our games and our fan base and the people that we get to teach and show the game to all different places and locations and new hotbeds and non-hotbeds and things like that. But we're doing everything that we can in order to just make the women's side of the game accessible for those next generation girls that, want to grow up and be professional women's lacrosse players too. So I think that we've taken some really awesome strides over the last 3 years. Like, we were going to be going into our 3rd summer this year, and just really exciting stuff happening just for the sport. And they've given us so many opportunities already. I'm excited to see what kind of comes to fruition going into 2021 with the WPLL.
And obviously you have your camps, you're active in a bunch of different facets, growing the game of lacrosse. You have your camps that I think I just saw are going virtual, or is that part of the WPLL as well?
Yeah, it's a part of a lot of different platforms, and it's pretty amazing obviously this is such an unfortunate time right now, and everybody's missing lacrosse. Everybody's missing ways that they can get outside, stay active. And for us who, are used to playing and are used to coaching, are used to teaching, me used to doing all these clinics and things and getting those personal connections. I found myself really, really grateful for technology like this, where I could be in my own backyard on Long Island, New York, and be working with girls, all the way in California, or different things like that. So yeah, some of my clinics and trainings have actually gone to Zoom and gone virtual, and it's been a learning curve, but it's really incredible that we have the opportunity to be able to do that, and just lift some girls' spirits that way and keep our sticks in our hands all together, no matter what.
This is a question that I'll send to both of you, but I'll send it right back to you for starters. Kylie, what is maybe one piece of advice that you are giving those young lacrosse players that don't have a field to play on right now and they're just confined to their own backyards?
Yeah, I think it's really just, like, again, going back to the technology piece. It's something definitely to take advantage of, right? Like, we have Instagram, we have YouTube, we have players like myself and Connor and all of our peers in the pro leagues that are putting out so much awesome stuff that, it's not for us, it's for the next generations, for the young players that are stuck at home right now, and we understand that. So we're doing our best to put that stuff out there so that they can learn and, they can get outside in their backyard and continue to master their craft. Because I guess like the best thing that I've been kind of advising kids is, get out there. You have the time to be able to work on your weaknesses right now. You have the time to be able to, try something new, try something that you've never tried before. You don't have to worry about any sort of deadlines of being able to be like getting out on the field or anything like that. Like, you have all the time in the world to just go out there and try something you might not be that great at. So it's a great time to be able to do that.
Connor?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of the same points. I totally agree with Kylie. But I also think, I think creativity is a big part of the game. You see the best players. You see Kylie over there, all her highlights she has and stuff like that, how creative she is. So, I think just, kids having a stick in their hands at all times. I know growing up as a kid, that's, what I would be doing, walking around the house, different stick tricks, different stuff like that. Always, trying new things. But, if you can find a little time in the backyard or find a net or a wall, just trying different things behind the backs, things you aren't necessarily comfortable doing. But, you'll become, comfortable doing it eventually. So, just kind of doing that kind of stuff and trying new things and kind of pushing your limit.
I love the flattery that you two always shell out to each other. I remember that from your playing days in college, and you're still complimenting each other to this day, which is good to see. I want to ask something that I hope doesn't cross a line, I guess. But, there's always this conversation about if you're playing professional lacrosse, you need a side job. So with, seasons being affected by COVID-19, I guess, how does that impact your life off the field in terms of making a living? Connor, I'll send it back to you.
So I'm actually, I'm kind of in that boat that you were just talking about. So I have a pharmaceutical sales job that I do during the week. So yeah, I've been, working with that, and right now we're working from home. So it's kind of been, slower right now. Just working from home and on the phones and stuff like that. But, I mean, Kylie's probably, she does a lot more lacrosse stuff than I do. So she's definitely the better one to ask here.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of waiting around, just like a lot of different people in a lot of different areas right now. So not even necessarily just lacrosse, or like Connor was mentioning, everyone's jobs have been kind of altered in some sort of way. So I think it's really just, it's the anxiety of waiting around, the anxiety of like a lot of what I do and the clinics and the camps and everything. It's a summer and fall that's been planned out for at least a year now. So it's just kind of wondering, when's the best spot, or when's the best time to be able to either push back, cancel, keep it, whatever those things may be. So it's just kind of a little bit of a waiting game, a little bit of a planning game. It's forcing us to look a little bit farther into the future and just kind of hope for the best in that sense. But, for right now, just trying to do my best to make as many things virtual, and just kind of, a lot of what I do is helping the next generation of girls lacrosse players. So if I can do that from home, then I'm going to try my best to do so in the meantime, before we can get back out on the field.
Now, you both have endorsements, I guess I don't want to say to fall back on, but you've had those pretty much since graduating. What is it like, or I guess take me back, Kylie, to that first moment when you signed those deals? What was it like to sign them? How exciting was that, and how exciting is it to still be endorsed on that level?
Yeah, I mean, it was really, really cool, and it actually happened very fast, very, very quickly. I just kind of remember, like when you graduate and when you play lacrosse, it's a spring season. So you kind of, the last thing that you remember is, either winning or losing. And for us, it was losing. So I had that little, time period where I was grieving and upset about everything being over. And right when that was over, it was, endorsement deal, professional lacrosse, like all the really cool opportunities. So definitely turned some of that around just a little bit. I mean, nothing's going to take that pain away, but it got exciting really quick, and it's been really cool to be able to be a part of Brine New Balance, and they've really allowed me to bring, my authenticity into their brand, and bring who I am and what I stand for, what I believe in, my ridiculous eye black and just all of this stuff. Like they've brought it, to them, and we've kind of been able to really just put that out there into the lacrosse world. So it's really exciting, and I think it's something that I didn't know was a possibility or a dream that I had, but it's definitely come true.
Yeah, I don't think ridiculous is the right word. I think iconic is the right word with that
Yeah,
eye black.
agreed.
But you both have your own brands that you're launching too. So Connor, similar sentiments for you. What else comes to mind?
Yeah, I was actually a little different than Kylie. Coming obviously after my senior year, having the ACL tear and getting surgery in August, so it was kind of a little different. Didn't have too many people reaching out to me right away, necessarily. And then coming after recovering and coming into the PLL season last year, that's when I signed a deal with East Coast Eyes ECD. So that was super exciting. Was a dream come true, as Kylie said. It's definitely something you look forward to, and you want as a kid. So it's definitely a dream come true. And then another dream come true with signing with Epic this November. So that was also a really cool experience, and I can't thank them enough for putting faith in me and believing in me too, and doing what they can to help me out on and off the field. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, and it's been cool to see that come up on your social media feeds, those tags. One thing I do know about yours, Connor, you always have the hashtag Cavs in7. What is the deal with that?
Yeah, I need to know
man.
too.
I get that all the time. So I'm a big LeBron fan. So with Cavs winning in 7 against Golden State, it's just been something that I actually didn't come up with. I gotta throw credit here. One of my teammates who was a grade above me, Adam Osika, he did it first, and I'm like, that's genius. So I stole it from him and kept it, and I always get a hard time from my family because they're big Golden State fans now with Steph Curry and stuff like that. But I think that's a little rivalry we have going in the household. So I always keep that as a joke kind of to them, a reminder that they did win that series, and kind of just, I think it's just kind of one of my things now.
Yeah, it's definitely become. I thought you were more of a hockey guy too. You're on the basketball side with these hashtags. All right.
I know. I'm a hockey guy, but my team's Montreal Canadiens, and they haven't been winning lately, so not too much going on over there.
All right. In that case, I'll go hashtag Bruins in7 right back at you.
That's rivalry right there.
I know it is. It's awesome. It's been a little dormant, but gosh, I could go for some hockey right now, or lacrosse, or anything.
Any sport, yeah.
All right. Well, it was great catching up with you guys. I got one more question. I know you're probably trying to keep busy inside the home, trying to get outside and exercise. And I know, Kylie, you have a partner to do that with who also plays lacrosse. What's it like being back home with Taryn?
It's great. Actually, she just texted me and she yelled at me to come down for dinner, but yeah, it's been really fun just to be able to have that partner. And we obviously loved playing together at Stony Brook, and that kind of formed here when we were at home growing up, and just kind of doing all sorts of different things in the backyard, playing different sports, different crafts and things like that. So we're kind of getting back into that little groove right now, just being home together. And it's definitely been nice to not be completely alone in all of this, and just have a lot of the quality family time. And then again, like she's a stud, she's an All-American lacrosse player. So she pushes me every day to be a better version of myself. So I'm very lucky in that sense.
Were you part of the decision? And let it be clear, you are more than welcome to blame myself and America East for being late to the Ohlmiller dinner tonight. But were you at all a part of the process in her deciding to come back? How much encouragement, I guess, did she even need to make that decision to go back for another senior year, 2021?
Yeah, I didn't have much to say, because I know that she was going to make her own decision, in her own time. She is her own person. She's got her own journey. And I mean, I literally, when it all happened and the eligibility rules came back out, I mean, I was like, do I get a 5th year? Like, can I come back? But like, her decision was her decision. And ultimately I knew she was going to end up going back, because, that Stony Brook family, it's a family. And she, with her ACL recovery and everything, like, she deserves to go back and finish what she started. So I'm excited for her. I think she's going to have an awesome year in 2021.
looking forward to what's ahead for her, the Seawolves, the Great Danes, the rest of the lacrosse world, especially you two. I was going to end with a little top 5, but since we're a little short on time, I'll go top 3. And the category is backyard sports games. Top 3 backyard sports games, like games you can play in the yard. Connor, you're the lucky first draw.
Oh man, backyard sports games, huh? My number one, obviously, lacrosse players. So my number one would be, mini lax. You get a little mini stick net, mini hockey net, play with the tennis ball, 2v2s, and get it going there. So that's probably my number one. Number 2 is pool basketball. Big pool basketball guy. Not the best regular basketball player, but in the pool, dominant. And then probably 3rd would be trying to think here. Wow, that's tough. I guess it's not really bad. I'd say golf. I like to golf a little bit in the backyard, Trying to work on my game. Not the best golfer as it is right now, but got some time to improve right now.
Connor Fields, basketball guy.
Who knew?
Basketball. Kylie, what do you got?
I'm like a little bit less of like a real sports, I guess, more backyardish. So we're like a big barbecue family. So I have like Can Jam up there. We have a ping pong table out back. I love ping pong. Kind of secretly good at it. I do this weird thing where I like, instead of doing a backhand, I switch my hands and I go the other way. I think that's a lacrosse. I don't know. And my sister and I like to play wiffle ball sometimes. We like to do that on the front lawn because I think we like to hit it into the street. I don't know, but those are my 3. We like fun.
Ping pong, the hidden talent.
Yeah.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah, I might need to see a little highlight tape of that actually with the Ohlmiller family and special move.
I did on Easter. We had a cornhole tournament and a ping pong tournament, and I was the ping pong champ. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kylie Ohlmiller. Ping pong.
I will brag.
Oh man.
Well, guys, it was awesome to see you virtually and catch up. This was fun. I wish we could do it more often, but hopefully sometime soon you're out back on the lacrosse field and keeping busy that way instead of being cooped up like you are right now. But hopefully those long games are helping as well. So thanks again to you both and best of luck with everything.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us. Great talking with you guys.
Thank you. Good to see you guys. Stay safe.